on, shut up. Didn't I say shut up? Bet that rooster will think twice before crowing tomorrow morning. Coffee's ready, guys. Let's start the show. Good morning, everybody. Happy Hump Day. How's everybody this morning? Sorry about the late notice about me going live. I wasn't too sure. And I'm up, and here I am. Let's put that on the screen. Kapow. There it is. Good morning, Pinky. How are you? Hello, Pop. How you doing? Hey, Ozzy. Welcome in, you guys. Hope everybody is well, and look forward to everybody else popping in when they see the notice. Like I said, wasn't sure what I was doing, but I'm up and I'm here, and let's hang out. What have you guys been up to? I hope you guys have had a good part of the week so far. It's raining here right now, so it's gonna be one of them wet, crappy days. But that's okay. Why not, right? Of course, by the time this rain finishes, my grass will be 12 feet tall. Every time I want to go out and do the lawn, I can't. It's raining. How many? I'm holding on there, Ozzy. I'm doing my best. As you guys know, yeah, we laid Mom to rest on Monday, and I went back yesterday because I just needed to go back and have a moment for myself. And I don't know if I'll have a little bit of an episode, but it's just a moment at a time, a day at a time. Raining there too, huh? Yeah, we're supposed to have rain nice for the next few days. And my front yard looks like a jungle. And I'm not going to go out there and cut the grass and weed and stuff like that in the rain. So I guess it's going to have to look like crap until it clears up. But otherwise, yeah, it's pretty pleasant weather and not too bad. And I'm awake and moving, so I guess that's a bonus. Excuse me, sorry for the yawn. You've been thinking about me? Oh, thank you. Yeah, things still aren't finished. Now it's the money part of all of this is that we're going, hello, Denise. Hello. Thank you very much. We're still working on that part. And we still have to get a headstone, but we're getting by. We're getting by. I don't know. It just doesn't feel real. You know what I mean? That's the, I don't know. Just hasn't sunk in yet. I think all the way. Thanks, Pop. Wonderful. Superstar. Let's give him a yeehaw. 8 months. Fantastic. Yeah! Well, if you weren't awake, you are now. Thanks, Pump. I appreciate it. 8 months of putting up with me. Oh, good Lord. God bless you. So how's everybody been feeling? How you been feeling, Pinky? You been feeling good? I hope everybody's been feeling better. I know everybody's been having issues here and there with health, and hopefully everybody's getting it together and feeling better. Hello to all the lurkers there in the background. I hope you guys are all well. Yes, the support means a great deal. It really does. Oh, get out, Pinky. Really? Good Lord, girl. We're going to have to dip you in just alcohol, clean everything out. Well, hopefully it clears up quick. Long may it continue. I have less to pay for these days. Oh, I hope it continues and that we grow. I mean, that's, pretty much the point, right? So, and that's another thing. It's just everything's so wet. I want to get out and film some stuff. And of course, with the thing with mom and all that, they kind of put everything else on the back burner. And now everything's soaking wet. And it's just, oh, it's awful. Wet and muddy. Just going to have to get the boots out. And then that one cemetery that I went to, actually before mom passed away, the one that I found, or the old one, we've been back a couple of times. Bad side to that is that on the other side of that cemetery, there's a ball field. And both times that we've went back, they've been having baseball games. So that's total contamination. So that was just, a waste of time because I wasn't going to do anything there with the ball game going on. It just ruined everything. So I need to go before the 19th since that's the surgery date. Well, hopefully it clears up. My God. Oh, thank you, Pomp. Yes, every little bit helps to keep things going. That's what I had to get caught up on yesterday. We got to give Pomp another yeehaw. Got to do that. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. That's hilarious. The rooster on the horse. Makes me laugh. But yeah, we drive all that way and both times and ball games. I'm thinking, oh, my husband's like, what the hell? I said, well, what are you gonna do? Apparently they use the ball field a lot. So just have to keep going back until nobody's around. I want to get some better pictures and also it's the cemetery has it has the original gate, which I think is so amazing. And I got a couple of shots the last time I was there, and they're kind of crappy. But I want to get better shots of it so you guys can see. It's amazing to have an original gate, back from the late 1700s, and it's it's just really cool looking. So we'll just have to keep going back. It doesn't make any sense to do it while the ball game's going on. But it's time for me to get back into the groove here and get things moving. And tonight I've got Mr. Prism is going to be on with me tonight, so hopefully you guys can come and hang out. We can pepper Mr. Prism with some great questions. Oh, thanks again, Pomp. You have flowers from my mom. Thank you. That's what I did yesterday. Is I went over there and I dropped off a flower for mom, and I'm going to give you another yeehaw. Thank you very much. Too late. I already did it. Thank you very much. Hey, Big Stu. Good morning. How are you? Welcome in. I know I did a last minute decision to go live, so here I am. Hi, Alexis. Hello. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you guys are well. I'm still kind of waking up. Slow. We're moving slow these days. I have to get working. Okay, Denise, thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Don't work too hard. Excuse me. It's hump day. Excuse me, I'm going to start choking to death. Oh, Pinky gets the yeehaw. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. Every little bit helps. That's what I was doing yesterday, getting caught up on all of the bills and all of the messages, and oh my god, the phone is finally slowed down. My god, it's just been never ending. You're at the gym? Good for you. I don't have that kind of energy in the morning. I remember when I used to have to go to work early in the morning and I'd see the gyms full of people doing all their things. I'm thinking these people are nuts. I'm lucky I can function to get to work. Never mind go and run on a treadmill. Yeah, she spent an awful lot of time there. I just was never a morning person. Even though I slept halfway good, I'm just still like, I'm like a zombie in the morning. It's like, don't talk to me. About 5-10 minutes. Gotta wait for the brain to turn on and everything start working. I've been doing an awful lot of sleeping. I didn't realize how tired I was. And seeing that it's raining today, so I probably won't get much done today either. As far as outdoor stuff or crap like that. I'm not a morning person either. Need coffee first. Yeah, I used to tell that to, like, I'd walk into the lab where I used to work, and the manager's all, bubbly, and he'd come up, start yappering away. I say, listen, I'd hold my hand up in his face. 5 minutes, dude. Gotta give me 5 minutes. And he'd laugh and walk away. No, just get away. I was never a fitness person. That said, I averaged 10,000 steps a day. So, yeah, you know what? I find it to be boring. And I get bored really quick, and it's like, no, I can't do the gym thing. And I had a gym membership. I used to go, and I would go in the evenings, and I was just like, oh, this is so boring. So I'd rather just go out for a walk or go hiking or swimming or, some physical labor than the gym. I don't know. I'm just not that kind of a person. Good morning, Carla. Welcome in. How are you this morning? I'm also behind in the loop. Are you still working, Carla? I'm behind on what's going on. I know you said that you were going full force with your business. I hope that's happened. And thank you. Yeah, we're doing okay. We have our moments, but we've got to push forward and keep going. And we only got the one more chore for the cemetery is the headstone, which we've got to wait on that. Counting down work days 17. Okay, cool. Hello, Vicky. Good morning. Good to see you. Stark is watching. Good morning, Stark. Meow. Here, kitty. My voice is all crap this morning, guys. I'm going to have to take my leave, going to the pub. Hey, already? Of course, it's afternoon for you. Enjoy. Tip one back for me, would you? Yep, I'm terrible in the morning. Wife is usually already up and working. So I open my eyes and she's already complaining to me about work. I need a few. Yeah, it's like, give me, please. I need a few. That's it. I need a few. Don't talk to me yet. And my husband knows that too. Don't chatter away. And when I used to go downstairs and take care of mom, and dad would be there in the kitchen, and I'm just sitting there like I'm in a coma, and he's just talking away, and I'm just kind of like, And he looks at me and goes, "You're not up yet, are you?" I go, "No, but you can keep going." You keep going. So he's doing well. We're keeping him busy, and yeah, it's been a lot of stress here. Doing okay. Just glad you're here, Laura. Oh, I love you too, sweetie. Yeah, yep, I'm here. We got to get back into the routine, and like I said, just a few loose ends. Seeing if we're gonna have enough money for the stone. If not, then we've got to come up with it, and just it's, all the paperwork garbage, that kind of stuff. I'll raise a glass for you and Mom Laura. Uh, what will it be? Whatever you're drinking. Whatever you're drinking. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't dare have anything because I'm like I said, I'm still tired. That's the thing that kills me. Didn't realize how tired I am. And now I actually have a moment where I can just pass out if I want to. And so that's what I've been doing. Getting up, taking care of what needs to be taken care of, and then I just fall right back to sleep for a little while. And I can't imagine paperwork part of the process. Much love to you. Yeah, it's great, that the funeral home took care of most of that. But now, we have all the loose ends, you got to wrap up. And I had to call a bunch of people, to fill them in on mom's passing, like insurance companies and stuff like that. And good morning, Marie. How are you this morning? So this is the stuff I got to do now, that kind of thing. We all just need a vacation. Oh, you are so right. I am so ready for vacation. But you know what? I'll end up sleeping the whole damn time. I know. Can't go now. My sidekick just arrived. Oh, yeah, just all the loose ends. And then my father's phone wasn't working. Everybody was wondering why they couldn't call him, and we couldn't figure it out. And so I had to call that company, and they had to reboot his phone. It was really weird, and then it was okay. So thank God that's working now. So now they can all call my father directly because my phone is not stopped. It's your body recovering, Laura. Sleep when you want to. It will help. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm just 7 years of constant care, and then with just her passing and all of that, it's just I am spent. So that's what I've been doing, sleeping and trying to get myself back into condition. How's Marie today? Glad you could come and hang out with us. I was checking out one of my last lives, and I'm thinking, man, I sit too close to the mic or something. It sounded like Darth Vader breathing. It's like, good Lord. Why'd you guys tell me? I do sleep. You obviously need. I didn't realize how tired I was. Actually, well, the last week I realized I'm exhausted. I don't know what to do. And that's when I just started calling around. I said, please, we need some kind of help. Just don't know what to do anymore. And I'm tired. And yeah, so my body's crashing. I'm going to have to hit you up with some music for a second, guys. I got to go do something real quick. I'll be right back. I apologize. So I'm going to put the music on. I'll be right back.
Midnight rustles in the dry leaves, the cold air on my skin bites. Shadows slipping through the grave, something is not quite right. Footsteps echo but no one is near, whispered voices ring in my ear. Oh, did you hear that? Or am I insane? I am silent, but a whisper remains. Cross-eyed where the lost collide, cross-eyed where the truth ain't brushed aside. Phantom whispers crawling in my head of secrets that aren't quite dead. That aren't quite dead. Whispers among graves calling my name. Cold hands reaching, feel my flame. Breath on my neck, I'm not alone.
Okay, sorry about that. Sorry.
Screaming to the
Let me get caught up. New neighbors moving in upstairs. It's flooding noisy kids. Uh-oh. No. Well, you got to get the ground rules set right away. Keep the noise down. I didn't notice it, Tards. I know I was listening because I was looking for something. I'm listening. I'm like, oh my God, man, you're breathing through your mouth. Sound like Darth Vader and crap. Better than crackheads? Oh, yeah, that's true. Better than crackheads. My son just said exactly the same thing. He said, we don't know yet. Give it time. Oh, God. I know, it's so scary getting new neighbors. We just ended up with the house next door, 2-family house, 2 new sets of neighbors, and I'm thinking, oh, boy. But so far, so good. Hello, Heather. How are you? Yeah, it was I got up. I said, oh, I got time to do the show this morning, and I went on. So no worries. Yeah, that's right. You're here, and that's all that matters. Hello, Roger. They started moving in yesterday and woke up, so tunes went on. Yeah, hopefully they're good neighbors. It's always a scary thing. Turn it down just a little bit more, so I'm not blowing anybody out of the room. So how's Roger doing? I hope you're well. So I figured, yep, let's get back into the routine. Let's get back to doing the shows, and I can't put it off forever. You know, you gotta keep moving forward. Oh, thank you, Vicky. I appreciate it. 3 months. God love you. 3 months. And of course, you know what that means. Yeah, thank you, Vicky. You're such a doll. I really appreciate your support. Heather says hello, painting a daisy picture and made daisy chain whilst walking. The doodle yesterday was just awful. let down by two people. Oh no. It's no good. The call of the pub is too strong. Oh, jeez. The call of the pub. Palm, come to me. See what I'm talking about? My phone. I just looked up. My phone's going off now as I'm talking to you guys. It just never stops. I get it. People are, but then everybody gets upset when you don't get right back to them. I had two people call me yesterday. I didn't even know they called. Oh, jeez, it was terrible. I had to call them back. Thank you, Marie. 5 months. Wonderful. You guys love me. You really do love me. And we've got to say thank you. Thank you so much. Says the baby and a toddler already heard crying and screaming. Oh boy. That's going to take some getting used to. Actually, we had, it's been a few years now. The people moved into the house next door, and geez, I got to say almost 5 years, maybe a little longer. I didn't know when they moved in, of course, how could I, that her son had autism. And so here I are, it's summertime, got the windows open, and I hear this hooting sound. And I'm like, what the hell is that? I go, we got an owl in the driveway or something? And I'm sure they probably heard me. And then it clicked because I kept hearing it, and I realized what was going on. I'm thinking, oh my God, I feel so bad. I said it was the lady's kid who's autistic, and he makes the hooting noise. And I'm telling you, it took a little while to get used to that. But now, yeah, don't even now he doesn't hoot, he screams now. So it's poor kid. I feel so bad for him. Usually, a lot of them outgrow, or they grow when they get older. They grow out of certain behaviors, but his seems to be just going in a different direction. So I give her a lot of credit. It's a lot of work, but you just pretty much block it out after a while. I ended up scraping my bust. It needed work above my skill grade. I'm working on a full figure of the Frankenstein monster and said, oh, cool. Roger, I'd love to see those things. You should post them in Discord. Really cool. I am still working on the little miniature figurines, little by little. I know I got to get you guys all caught up on everything I've been playing around with. I'm telling you, I'm old, man. I'm just old. I can't paint those without a magnifying glass. So it's definitely a challenge because of the eyesight. And of course, I don't follow because I don't know what these characters look like because I don't play these games. So I'm painting them the way I feel that they should be done, and they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. So when I do a show on Sunday to get you guys caught up with the miniatures, I'll show you the figurines. And I still haven't pulled out the new airbrush gun that I got, thanks to a lovely supporter. But I do have it set up where I can use it. And I can start on the spaceships that I've got, because that's really, I want those to be in total uniform as far as painting goes. So, there's so much to get caught up on. There really is. And of course, I'm still working on the pieces in between while it's been keeping me occupied. So, attitude, I like it. Autism can go either way with puberty. Yeah, they well, because I have another friend that her son is autistic, and he had large issues when he was a child, and then as he's grown, he pretty much kind of like grew out of it. Which, I mean, he's not totally out of it, because you can still tell that there's issues with him, but he drives a car now. He has his own apartment, his own job. So I was amazing. This poor child next door, he's got to be about probably 15, I'm guessing, He's a very big kid. And now he screams. And all I know is that, blessings to all parents who can handle that. It's just amazing. You should have seen our house full of autistic and ADHD. It was chaos. Yeah, wow. I know. It's just, I give you guys credit. It's amazing. And then she's always apologizing. Oh, I'm so sorry. I go, don't apologize. We don't even pay attention. It's in the background. You hear him screaming in his room or whatever, and then we just don't pay any attention. I mean, it's not like you can stop it. So what are you gonna do? You roll with it. Watching ghosts of girlfriends pass, like Matthew, Thingy Bob, and Sonic Much. No wonder you take gummies, MJ. All 6 of us in our house. Good morning, Sage. How are you? All 6. Wow. I don't know. It just takes special people to handle all of that. You just got to do things differently. I guess I was prepping for work, but here we are. Yeah. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Here I am. I was awake and it was like 20 after 8 and I'm thinking, you know what? I'm up. Let's get back into the groove here. Let's get on there, do the show. And I'm glad you're here. Got to get back into the stuff. Like I was saying, Sunday I'm gonna do. Of course, I gotta set it up so everybody knows. Get y'all caught up on the miniatures. The little tree house is done. Good morning, Cree. How are you? That's adorable. And of course, I added some extra stuff to it, like I always do. So you guys will get to see the finished little Sage's treehouse. It's cute, and I'm working on the next one, which is the Magic Bookshop. So I've got that started, for you guys. But again, we have the miniature figurines and the ships. So it's just all this stuff going on. So hopefully we get all caught up. And then of course I gotta scope out, the next project. How's Cree this morning? I hope you're well. So what's everybody else? You guys have all known what I've been up to. Insanity and and tears. What are you guys all been doing? He says, smoke it, vape it, make it, eat it, and drink it all. THC. I know. That helped out over the last week too on my end. My sister goes, here. Piggy says, I think me being the same as my kids with the ADHD actually made parenting them a bit easier because I understand how. Exactly. You're exactly right, Pinky. It made the experience probably a lot less stressful for you because you know what they're going through. You understand them. Where other parents are it's learn as you go, And like I said, with my friend's son, the improvement was amazing. on the way, his behaviors and his independence, or this poor kid next door doesn't seem like he's getting any better. Pinky, same with me. I understand my kids' behaviors, but my husband is too hot-headed. Hey, Edmund, hello, how are you? Some people just don't have the patience. And it's usually, there's always going to be one parent that has the more patience to deal with a special needs kid. Yeah, Papa, I don't think any of us truly know how our kids' brains work. Yeah. Especially nowadays. I mean, my God, nowadays it's so crazy. And every generation says that, like, oh my God, these poor kids got to grow up in this craziness. But we really got some crazy crap going on. And you just think, oh, it's scary out there. And kids are just doing, I don't know, the internet makes it worse. When I was growing up, we didn't have the internet. I can't remember when they come out with the first computers for home use. I remember that. I don't remember what year it was, but it was like just a little keyboard you'd hooked up to your television, and you had to program everything in for it to come across the screen or work. So it was like, oh wow, this is the coolest thing. It took forever. And if you did one character wrong, that was it. The whole program was screwed up and it didn't work. You had to start all over. But so now that we've come that far in that short amount of time, it's amazing what we can do online and what we can access. That's the problem, is what our kids can access. Growing up analog was good. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. I couldn't imagine bringing up kids these days. Yeah, it's scary. All the stuff, all the stuff you see in the news, and all the stuff that we see online. Pump, when you have suffered your own trauma as a child, then you can understand why kids hide their own feelings. I always try to sit and have one-on-ones with all my kids. It really helps. Yes, I always did that with my son as well. Always sat down, took the extra time, you know, just to hang out with him and talk. And we still do that. And that's what I love about it. It's, my son's 35. And still, if he's got, something going on or whatever, and he'll come over and we'll sit and talk. And, I listen to him and help, guide him the best I can. And I love it that we have that kind of relationship. Where his girlfriend, total different bringing up. Her mother, I mean, forgive me, God, I'm talking about somebody, but her mother, very selfish woman. It's all about her and her boyfriend at that moment. And, she's got all these kids and they all have got problems because she was just crappy mother. She's still crappy mother, and it's terrible. So hopefully, with her, being with my son and, because she messages me and asks me stuff, and I take the time and help her along. I treat her like my own. So it's, and I'm very honest. I'm very, I tell her, I says, I know it's your mom. I says, but shame on her. She should be ashamed of herself because of her behavior and what that effect has had on all you and your brothers and sisters. And the mother's still the same way, never going to change. She was taking care of, she was staying with her mother. And the boyfriend moved in and they're taking care, helping themselves to mom's, bank account. And they got busted. The uncle found out what was going on and threw them all out. And that was exciting. And my boys are extremely close and they knew that we could talk about anything. So boys would still talk to me about things I really don't want or need to know. Oh, yeah, I've had a couple of those conversations. Indeed, it was the things that we take for granted now seemed like science fiction when we were growing up. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I don't knock technology. I think it's great that we have the world at our fingertips. But you know, the bad comes with the good. That's the problem. And then you've got these young kids, parents that don't pay attention, and just go play a game online. Well, they're not looking at games; they're looking at stuff they shouldn't be looking at because people don't put on the parental locks and oh geez, or the kids find ways around that. So they're exposed to things that they shouldn't be exposed to. Um, Hardest, most rewarding career ever, being a parent. Yeah, that is very true. I've had people I've heard, well, they complain about, oh, my kids are rotten. And I go, you know what? And of course, you ever hear anybody say that? Just say, your children turn out the way you raise them. And I get the look like, what? That's right. Your kids turn out the way you raise them. So don't blame the child because they're learning from the parent. So if the parent's a dick, the kid's going to have issues. My best friend, crappy childhood. Same thing. Parents divorced, both alcoholics. Mother always chose boyfriend over the kids. And it was to everything. There was a lot of times my girlfriend went without eating, but the mother's bedroom was full of food and snacks for the boyfriend. And these boyfriends always used to beat the crap out of the mother. And then the kids would have to clean up the mess. How would you like to have that experience? And it traumatized all of them. Yeah, I have one of my sons who is disabled. He figures out ways around parental locks. We tried so many different things with him. I always had our computer in our dining room at full view, and my son wasn't allowed. I mean, I was blessed. My son, very good child. Great teenager, never any troubles, except maybe once or twice, a little issue here and there. But he wasn't allowed to be on the computer unless one of us was in the room monitoring what he was looking at. And I had a niece we would come and visit and she would get on and she was, well, how come it's here? It's because we watch what you monitor and view on the computer. And we found that helped. Because they find ways around the locks and all of that. Because I had all of that on there. With the odd exception, kids are rarely rotten. Yeah, exactly. Well, they learn by example. So, and if they're acting out, it's because they're looking for attention. They want attention from their parent, and the parent's usually too busy because they've got their phone stuck in their face. Or like I said, the man comes first, or the woman comes first, and whatever. But that's the way people are. It's pretty sad. Pretty sad. Eek, it's too cold out there. Yeah, it's wet and rainy here and nasty. But the temperatures are pretty good, so I'm not going to complain. Yeah, they learn fast when they want to. Exactly, Roger. Exactly. When it catches their interest or it's something that they shouldn't do, boy, they learn really fast. On the Riviera. So that's where Pomp is. He's hanging out at the Riviera. Nice. I'm hoping once everything is finished with mom and all of that. Good morning, V team. How are you? Uh, I'm going to be able to find some money to take off for a couple of days. I really need to. I need to get away and just disappear. Good morning, little miss. How are you? Good morning, V team. Love you all. Hope your day is restful. Catch later on tonight. Okay, Hara. Okay, yep. Yes, Mr. Prism is going to be on this evening. So we're going to have a little fun with Mr. Prism. How's little Miss been? You got snow. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't say it. Don't say it. Some people are not supposed to be parents. It's too bad for the society is pushing it for every. You know, you're right. There's some people just aren't meant to be parents. We have actually some family members that shouldn't have been parents. And it's, you don't say anything, but I don't know, Laura, right now, what I see are parents working 2 or more jobs to stay afloat and really can't parent anymore. That is part of, yes, for responsible people, Cree, yes. You do see that they have to work several jobs to make ends meet. Unfortunately, then you've got to squeeze in time somewhere for the children. You have to do it. But what I see around here, the majority of the parents don't even have jobs. But they've got all the gadgets and the gold and all the fancy crap. And it's all about them. They're very selfish. And they'll say, oh, a kid, here's a tablet, or go on a computer, or go watch a movie, or, they don't take any time for their kids because the kids are in their way. So that's a lot I see around here. Change of plans. I sat on the beach. Oh, nice. We needed it, and rain had turned into snow. After drought scares already, I'll absolutely take it. Oh, yeah. Well, they can't call drought around here because it's been raining every other day. And I had big plans to clean out the yard and get stuff together, and it's supposed to rain. So that kind of screws everything up for me. But that's okay. Then it's just more days I can catch up on some sleep. That's pretty much what I told everybody when all of this stuff is over with my mother and we get everything settled and get my dad settled. And I said, I'm going to go to sleep for a month just to get caught up. My poor dad's still in his routine. And I told him, I said, it's going to take you time, Dad. He gets up every morning still thinking he's going to make breakfast for my mother. And he's waiting for me to come downstairs to take care of my mother. And I says, no, Dad, we don't have to do that anymore. So she's already taken care of. So it's going to take him some time. So we've been just trying to keep him really busy. Everybody's, I'm downstairs checking on him and doing stuff with him. And now he has dinner every night with us, so he's not eating alone. So he's kept himself pretty busy yesterday. I personally worked 10 to 16 hours, but never missed a practice, a game, function for my boys. And when I was off, we would do things together. It was exhausting, but important. You were right, Cree. That's right. It is very important. And a lot of people don't realize that. John, hello. Welcome in. We had a reservoir that was evaporating faster than normal. We waived fishing fees to let people fish out the reservoir so they could transport the water to different reservoirs. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you guys are drying up. Oh no, you got wildfires over your way, Sage? Oh my goodness. Hopefully they burn out quick and too much damage. Oh my goodness. Now here everything is muddy, wet. They had to put down extra things in the cemetery when we did the graveside service because it was all just wet and muddy. And they were apologizing. I'm thinking, you can't help that. That's just the way it is. So no need to apologize. Nobody sank in the mud, so that's all that mattered. And then it was pretty dry because I went there. Like I said, I had the feeling I needed to go yesterday again. So I went yesterday and brought a flower to Mom, and it was pretty dry. But now, yep, it's been raining since last night, so everything's all wet and muddy again. So how's John this morning? I hope you're well on this Wednesday, on his hump day. Let's jump that hump, make our way to Friday. Hopefully everybody's got some good plans for the weekend. I'm hoping the rain passes by on the weekend so I can get something accomplished. But if not, that's okay. Okay, Pop, go. The pub is calling. Pop's got to go. Thanks for hanging out, Pop. I appreciate it. It's raining here too. Got a lot of. I like it when it's cooler. It was warm last night. I had the fans going. I was freaking dying. But that's me, the walking human furnace. That's me. So one of our dumbass neighbors almost burned their backyard and house down because they were selfish. Fire pit in the middle of droughts. More. Oh my God. You wonder where people have any brains. Oh my God. Okay, when you've got those kind of conditions naturally, yeah, you don't have a fire. But if you want to have a small one, wet down the yard and the surrounding area. Even though when we're not even in drought conditions, when we have a fire at our fire pit, my husband hoses down all the bushes, the grass, everything around the fire pit. So if spark goes flying somewhere, nothing catches on fire. Preventative measures. Have a good one, Pop. So this gives me an opportunity. I mean, even though not everybody's in here this morning, for me to just say thank you from me and my family for all of your support and love and everything through this time. It was pretty difficult, but you guys really helped keep my spirits up and out in many, many ways. And we could never say thank you enough. And I just really, really want you guys all to know I really appreciate each and every one of you. Hello, James. How is James this morning? They try to oppose housepipe bans here, those conditions, but people will ignore them. Yeah. Yeah, Pom's going to have one for everybody. Poor Pom's going to be it's going to be trashed by the time he has a drink for everybody. How's James doing this morning? All I know is the coffee's good today. The coffee is good today. I was just saying hi. Very busy. Ooh, what are you up to? What are you up to? Laura, may you be lifted by fun memories and spending time with loved ones. I appreciate that, little miss. Yes. Hello, Simon. Welcome in. I thank you for that, little miss. Yeah, we've been, that's what we've been doing, spending a lot of time together as a family. Um, it's nice. It's nice. Our main concern is my father, just keeping him because being married to somebody for 60 years, it's hard, your person is gone, and then so now what do I do, that kind of thing. So we've been pretty much keeping him busy. Today I'm going to make him chicken stir fry for lunch and go through some stuff downstairs with him. How many humps a camel has depending on his girlfriend. Yeah. True, Simon, true. Oh no, sight down. James is busy eating crumpets. Could be. He could be. Oh, Simon. Yeah, well, Simon hasn't been around. Simon, my mother passed away a few days ago, so we've been dealing with that. But I'm glad that you're here and I hope you're doing well. And then I got to go over the rules and regulations for the cemetery because we want to plant rose bushes up there for my mother. We wanted to do it for Mother's Day, but we're not allowed to. We have to wait until the holiday weekend before you can start planting flowers. So we have to wait on that one. So I just look at it this way. It gives us more time because I want to pick out something really, really nice to have up there. So she has her roses with her. I'm sorry, but your mama been for the count in the hospital. Tummy up for blockage. Oh my goodness! I hope everything's okay, Simon. Thank you for posting that, Pinky. Yeah, check out the merch. Go get yourself a Brewster Rooster. I know everybody's been Pinky's been having a bunch of stuff done. Now we have Simon's had stuff done. Let's see who else. I know there's been a bunch of people. Everything's a blur, guys. So I don't remember who has what, but I know a lot of people have been out and having things done or been sick. Oh my goodness. I don't know about you guys, but I remember the New Year's thinking, God, may 2026 be a better year for all of us because 25 really sucked. And unfortunately, 2026 is a bust. It's just, oh my God. It's not getting better. Note to self, don't drink and breathe in. There. Oh, yeah, yeah. Don't choke yourself. What was mom's favorite rose color? You know what? She liked them all, to be honest. My mother liked all flowers. So that's why we always, around the house, we have multiple rose bushes, different colors, because she enjoyed all of the colors. But for the funeral, we did all white because apparently the meaning behind the white roses. So that's why we picked white. But we've got I have coral roses out front and red roses. And hey, Julie, how's it going? Oh no, and yeah, poor Julie. Julie needs a shuttle bus. We got to get service in for Julie so she don't have to drive multiple hours for just how long is the doctors? What 30 minutes probably tops, and she got to drive back. This is insane. It's insane. Let's see. Do you have a pre-purchased graveyard plot for the family? Is that common there? Most people do. Most people do. But my father, they changed it up because my parents didn't want any kind of big fanfare. So they didn't have anything pre-planned because they were going to be cremated. and then they could just stick, they said, stick us where you want. But my father changed his mind. He said he didn't want his girl to be burned. He wanted my mother to be buried. So then it was a mad rush. Like I said, thank God for the funeral home. Boy, did they help us immensely. We had to get a plot and, all the stuff that you're going to buy to bury somebody. And we did it. We did it and got it accomplished. Now the only thing left, like I said, is the gravestone that we will get, further down, down the line. I stopped asking for better years in 23. Everything started spiraling. Feel like the same will never stop. One day time, once of a time, we can get through it. Yeah, I know, little miss. This, I think we'd all learn. Stop asking for anything better because there's always a new pile of shit that goes with each new year. So, and this one really sucked. I mean, I know my mother, with the dementia, it was just a matter of time, but I figured we had more time than we did. His good points and his bad points. We're going to miss her terribly, and you know, but she's better. She's not suffering anymore. The last few days were bad. 1 hour at the doctor's, 10.5 in Carmore. I know that just sucks, Julie. That's just the honest truth. That just sucks. Senior centers are nice places to go talk to people. They play games, do crafts, and just mingle with like people. I'm not the live in places, but to hang out places. Yeah, to live. Yeah, a lot of people do that around here. They go to the independent living centers, or they go to even the nursing homes and just hang out with these people. That's all they want is people to sit and talk with them. When my husband used to, he was the maintenance supervisor for a senior living building, beautiful building, and this was a higher end building. These people had money, but this place was technically a place where their kids would just dump them off to live, and then their kids would go to live their lives. So they were lonely. Most of these people, my husband used to sit and talk with these people for hours, and they loved it. They loved him because he paid attention to them, and the things that he learned and the stuff that he knew from these people was amazing. And that's all they want is somebody to talk to. So, he would take the time. Like if he was in somebody's apartment and hanging, and they'd ask, well, could you hang up these pictures? This, my husband would do it because that wasn't part of his job, but he would do it. And then they would sit and they would talk. And he met some really nice, amazing people. Laura, just remember her, how she was. I tried to do that with my father. Yeah, we're going to have to just train ourselves to do that. But after she passed, they said, well, do you want to come and see her one last time? We go, nope. We saw her the day before. I didn't want my last memory of my mother to be, in a coffin. So it was closed, and yeah, which I thought was a good decision because I just didn't want that to be my last vision of her. And the last thing I have of her is when they had moved her to another room in the hospital. The nurses were cleaning her up, and I always used to rub my mother's feet because she had swelling issues in her feet. So I would rub her feet and do physical therapy with her legs. So this was a daily ritual for us. I'd talk with her or sing to her or whatever and rub her feet. So when the nurses were taking care of her, and my mother was non-responsive to anybody. So I went in there and I was rubbing her feet, and she actually opened her eyes. So that's a great memory I'll have. And so I'll take that over, the other option. But they have senior rec places here for the living. And we used to have those here too, Cree, but not too many senior centers anymore, which is sad. But I think they incorporate them in with the independent living uh, communities where they have one main house where people can gather and stuff like that. Hey, TARDIS, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Never late, never late. This wasn't a pre scheduled show. Flying by the seat of my pants again. Laura, I just spent the last 2 weeks looking after people in an aged care facility. I treated everyone of them like family. They were all lovely to talk to. Such great stories. Yes, they do have the greatest stories. One of the guys that my husband would sit and talk to was actually in the war, and when they have they're talking about the days in Normandy and stuff like that. That guy was involved with that, and my husband just sat there and was in awe about what the stories that this man would tell him. And then there was one woman. A lot of these people were like in their 90s or hundreds. So the stuff that they have seen, the development of technology and all of that, they would say, well, we've seen, the first, airplanes and this and that, and it blows your mind. It really does. And one woman that lived there traveled all over the world, and she was an author, and she also wrote and helped write the history books that the kids use in schools today. That was part of her work. So it was amazing to meet up with somebody like that, And like I said, these kids would just take, because the kids had money of their own. A lot of them lived in New York or New Jersey. They would just stick them in this building and say, okay, we'll see you, Christmas. And that was it. So, I mean, and these people were fully functional on their own, still had cars, and which would blew my mind. They're 90, 100 years old and they're driving. And so they were capable, but they were ignored by their own kids. And that's the sad part. I love sitting with people and listening to their stories. My favorite thing about sitting around a dinner table is that very thing. Yeah, here too. That's what we do. We sit around dinner, and we always made that a practice in our house when my son was growing up. That oh, hey, how was your day? Kind of like the Leave It to Beaver type thing. How was your day, dear? And everybody would talk about their day and and all the things that happened and the people that they interacted with, and that we always did that. I think we seem to age slower than our parents' generation did. And remember my dad, when he was my age, he looked so much older. Yeah, that's kind of strange, isn't it? All you have to do is listen. Yeah, exactly, Julie. That's all they want. That's all they want. Yes, we had a couple of 100-year-old people. I felt privileged to even meet someone that old. Isn't it just, it blows your mind? And their bodies may be old, but their minds were sharp. Yeah. It's just totally amazing, that they still live on their own and do their thing. And not that they ate better than we did. They might have not have had a lot of stuff, but what I'm meaning by eating better, natural, healthy, grown foods, where, today our stuff is all filled with hormones and all these chemicals. And that's why we're all messed up. And when you're saying, like, when your dad was your age, he looks so much older. I think it's just because, I don't know, maybe because we were younger and they just seemed old to us. I don't know. It's kind of weird. My thing is that it's hard for me to see my father at 81, because I still think of my father and see him as when he was younger. You know, I still picture him like, in his 40s, and just, So then when he does things and it slows down and then it clicks to me, oh yeah, he's 81. He's got to, and I got to get on him all the time because, if I'd let him, my father would climb a ladder to the top of the roof. And I'm just like, no. I had to tell him that the other day. He wanted to do something outside. Oh, he wanted to use the chainsaw and nobody was going to be home. I said, no, you're not doing no chainsaw. He goes, yeah, maybe you're right. I said, no, I know I'm right. God forbid something happens and then there's nobody here. I said, you leave the damn chainsaw alone. And because he wanted to cut down some trees and stuff like that, just leave it. We'll take care of it. Leave it. Maybe all the preservatives are actually preserving. They're doing something to us. They're making us sick, is what they're making us. I mean, Christ's sakes, I'm not that old, and I just my body just feels like shit, and I hate it. Maybe I should just start growing my own stuff again, become vegetarian or something. I don't know. I'm just tired of feeling always spent. Hello, sweet Betty. How are you? My dad will be 90 in December. Oh, God love him. 90. Fantastic. I'm going to enjoy every day that I can with my dad because, 81, I don't know how much longer he's got. I told him wait a while because I couldn't handle two at once. The day that we had to rush my mother to the hospital, my father pulled his back out, putting his boots on. So I said, no, you have to stay home. You can't go with us. And I said, I can't handle two parents in a wheelchair. So I said, so stay home and rest. And there was really nothing he could do anyway. We had a hard enough time getting my mother to the hospital and in. So he didn't need to be there. So it's. But I got to say, boy, my father's still strong as a bull moose. It's amazing. Which was great because him and I were the ones that used to have to pick my mother up and get her in and out of bed and in the chair. And, we'd each grab a side, get her in the chair. And of course, that's because, what my father, did all of his life, what he did for work. My father's got such a strong grip. Oh my God. He'd joke around and grab you like by the knee or grab you by the shoulder. And I was like, Dad, you're you're killing me. Stop that. And he'd laugh. The death grip was like iron. And it's still that way. I'm glad to hear you're doing well, Betty. I'm actually surprised I remembered it was Wednesday. And of course, the only reason I did remember that is because of the show tonight with Mr. Prism. I was like, oh, yeah, I got to do that thumbnail and get that out there. I didn't want to have to reschedule again. So, and like I said, it's time to get back into the routine and get some new stuff out. There's actually a cemetery that's up the street from us. And it's an old cemetery, and they have an old chapel that's there. Of course, they have it boarded off the door. You can't. I would love to get in there and get pictures of that place, but you can't get in it. I was telling my husband that last night because we were going through there. I said, man, I'd love to get in there and take some photographs. It's just the greatest looking building. I'll have to get some just shots of the outside. Maybe if I could sneak up to the windows and see if I could get something from a window or something. But I miss my father. He was the only one who truly loved me and accepted me. Yeah, it's so hard. So I truly understand, Julie. It's when you're that close to somebody and they're gone. That's really, really hard, especially when it's the only one. You get the rest of the family and they treat you the way they do, and then the one that, you leaned on is gone. I kinda it made it a little easier for me because my mother with the dementia, so my mother was gone years ago. We pretty much were just taking care of the vessel, because there's my mother and I used to talk to my mother about everything, and, when the dementia settled in, she didn't comprehend anything and didn't speak that much, so that was really heartbreaking. We are preserved good or bad things. I don't know, really. It's just, yeah. My dad's been gone 21 years, and it still seems like yesterday, doesn't it, Sage? It's because certain little things will come up, they remind you of it, and my mother, you could talk to my mother about anything, and she was there always. My mother always made family priority, and of course, we used to pull pranks on her all the time, or I'd do something just to make her laugh. My mother it's very easy to make my mother laugh. It's weird. My parents moved to another state, and I really have struggled with it more than I thought I would. It's been a change for me that I wasn't prepared for. Oh, yeah, because you're just, you always think they're always going to be there. My husband and I were talking about that today. You never think growing up, they're never going to be there. And obviously, I mean, that day does come, but we just don't think about it. It does. Time goes by so fast. Yeah, it does. It goes by really fast. My dad, my dad died when I was a teenager. He never lived to be old. Oh, 45. Oh my goodness. That's just way too soon. I put blue food coloring in our milk one time as a joke. My mom didn't find it too funny at the time. Oh my God, Smurf milk. That's hilarious. That's freaking hilarious. My husband used to pull so many pranks on his mother. Oh, his poor mother. One time I remember I was there when we were dating, and his mother always drank coffee, and she had gone into the bathroom, and while she was in there, my husband filled her coffee cup with salt, garlic powder, and a couple other things. I mean, it was like a quarter of an inch thick at the bottom of the cup. I'm telling her, I go, she's gonna kill you. Oh my God. So she comes out and sits down back at the table, and we're talking, and she takes a big old swig of that coffee, spits it out all over, starts calling him a little bastard. And he's laughing in the other room. Oh, it was horrible. But this is the kind of stuff that he would do with his mother. Always pulling a prank on somebody. And of course, at the time, she wasn't too happy, but then, you laugh about it a couple of years later. His mother was an easy mark. My husband's an easy mark. I could always pull stuff on my husband. I always tell him, I says, you make it too easy. You just make it too easy, man. And my father, another one, we pranked. Oh, my father used to scare the crap out of us all the time. You'd be walking down the cellar stairs, and you're not thinking of it. And my father has a shop down in the cellar, and he'd hear us coming, and he'd wait till we got to a certain point on the steps, and then he would grab our ankles from between the steps. Talk about shit yourself. And then he's laughing. I'm thinking, yeah, that's real funny, old man. You wait. The death, it doesn't scare me. It's all those ceremonies and traditions do. I don't like all of those formalities when you repair a burial. Yeah, see, we didn't do any of all of that. Because my parents, just had the philosophy, you can't come and visit me when I'm alive and breathing. then don't come at the funeral because I can't talk with you. I can't spend time with you because, I'm gone. So I know a lot of family members were a little put off because we told them no funeral, no wake. We're just going to do a graveside service and then, a little something at the house. And that's what we did. Um, and a lot of people showed up at the service at the gravesite that we didn't expect to show up. So, I get it. People want to pay their respects, and that's wonderful. But we just don't want all of that mourning and fanfare and all that, just all of the stuff that you don't need. You really don't need it. I mean, some people might, but we just didn't need it. My 2 sets of parents have passed away. It's hard, yeah, because you don't think that they're gonna, and that's, I don't know. That's the way, I think about it. You just don't think, well, gee, they're gonna be here. They're gonna be here. I just think we all think that they're just always gonna be here. Laughing, love a good practical joke. Oh, my father was good for it. Swimming, oh my God, you never went swimming out like in the lake or anywhere where my father was, because if he disappeared, that meant he was underwater. And you could be just standing there, and next thing you know, you get pulled underwater. My father swims like a shark. And he really doesn't enjoy the water that much, but he's a damn good swimmer. And boy, he used to do it when we were at camp every year. They'd take us to camp, and here you are just standing there in the water, and next thing you know, you're underwater because my father's pulled you under. And of course, the only one he didn't do that to was my mother. My mother really didn't swim. She sank like a rock. So my mother was a floater. She was the one in the tube floating along. I agree. No one calls or comes and sees me now. Don't show up when I'm dead. Yeah, exactly. You want to visit with them. You don't want them to. I mean, it's beautiful. Yes, you're sad, you're crying because they're gone. But why did you wait so long before you just stopped over and said, "Hey, how you doing? You need anything, or let's go do something, or just sit and have a coffee or a drink with someone." Same thing with the flowers. My father wanted no flowers. You can't enjoy the flowers when you're dead. So why just pile them on top of a box? So, but we did have the right white roses, and some people did send flowers, but that was to the house. And the arrangements they make for funerals are gorgeous. Well, not for nothing. I want to be alive to see that, to see all those beautiful flowers and smell them. I don't want them laying on the casket. What good does that do me? Oh, my father loved practical jokes. Yeah, my father was terrible. My father would always do something. And I just kept telling him, that's all right. Payback's a bitch. I'm going to get you. And I've got him a couple of times. Because now his hearing is not so good, so I could sneak up on him. I do that to him during the day. He'll be in his office watching old television, something like what, Mule Train or whatever the hell the show's called. And he doesn't hear me come in. So I'll be standing there and just watching him. And then something will come up, and then I say a certain comment. He jumps. I didn't know you were there. I said, I know. My mother swims, but the water is always too cold for her. She's just standing on the beach. Oh, nope. My mother yet sank. She just didn't swim. Even in the pool. And then my mother-in-law, same thing. Didn't swim. She was a floater. But then there was one time where my husband, let's play old lady in the middle. And then we were pushing her back and forth in the tube. And she's like, it's freaking really funny. Work is interesting this morning. What's going on there, Sage? At least they're keeping you on your toes, right? My husband was very good at pranks and always pranked his parents. Pranked his sister. I don't know if I ever told you guys the time when he pranked his sister. when his sister went out with her girlfriend for the evening. And while they were gone, he rigged up the entire room with fishing line to make things move. And of course, they come back, they're drunk. And the girlfriend was sleeping over. So they got into bed, and he starts making the shade go up and down, closet door open and close, made the bed that. Oh my God, talk about, they were freaking out and screaming. And he's in his bedroom laughing his ass off, working all of these lines to make this stuff move. Well, they caught him. They ended up kicking his butt. It was, as you come down our stairs, there's a turn. I hide behind it, breathe heavily as usual. He walks past and he jumps every time. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? I know they get so mad, but it's freaking funny. Excuse me. Let's face it. If you were a kid in and after 1975, you didn't swim much. We were always swimming, Roger. We either always had a pool or we were up at camp where it was a lake. So we were always. But my mother would sit on the beach and watch everybody, and then she would get in, but she would only go up to her waist, or we'd have to give her a tube. She's been around water her whole life. She just never swam. Your husband was yes, the house ghost. Oh my God. It's so funny because, like I said, they're laying there in bed, and then you see the closet door moving, and he knew that his sister's girlfriend was afraid of the paranormal, and so she's like, Lynn, the door's moving, the door's moving. Then he's working the shade, and then the bed starts shaking, and they come running out of there screaming. And like I said, how he got busted because they heard him laughing. Excuse me, he was laughing his ass off. And then they went in there and proceeded to beat him up because he scared the living crap out of him. Oh, when my sister was pregnant at Christmas, I gave her a present, backpack with apron, goggles, gloves, clothespins for the nose, ears, muffs. It was hilarious. When my nephew was 21, I gave him a six-pack and a pair of sunglasses and a bottle of aspirin. There you go. The hangover survival kit. Yeah, you're right, Roger. Yeah, don't take him to the beach if you named him Shark. You get in trouble for that. Excuse me. I'm laughing. I'm choking. I can just picture that. Shark! Everybody freaks out. Oh God, this it reminds me of a time when we were up at camp, and there was a family that was up there, had two young teenage boys, and they had found this giant bullfrog. I mean, I've never seen a frog this big in my life. It was huge. They had it in a big white bucket. And they were down at the beach, and the mother was just standing there, and they snuck up behind her and dropped that frog right into the back of her shirt. Scream! Oh my God, did she scream? And everybody was just laughing. This giant frog. Oh my God, I've never seen a frog so big in my life. Man, did they get in trouble? It was that poor woman. I guarantee she had to go back up to the camp and change her shorts because it was one hell of a frog. Where the hell they found it, I don't know. Somewhere along the edge of the water line. A huge frog. But that was just freaking funny. That's actually the kind of joke my husband would pull on his mother. Oh, jeez. I told you guys half the stories of stuff my husband used to do as a kid. Holy crap. crap. That poor frog. I know, like I said, I had never seen a frog that, and I haven't since then seen a frog that big. This thing was huge. He had to, oh my God, it had to weigh about, I'm thinking about 10 pounds. I mean, it was a big, big frog. And they just picked it up out of the bucket and dropped it right into her shirt. Man, it was awful. I remember being on a holiday in Coro. We went up on the headland overlooking the bay and the floor covered. Oh, headband. I'm reading two different ones. Bay, a huge basking shark was about 77. And you never seen a beach clear so fast. Oh, yeah, I'd be gone. Said, no, I would love to draw pentacle on the bedroom floor, cover it, the carpet, and then when we were gone, I'd hope the next owners get new carpets. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's funny. It's funny. We were camping when I was a kid once, woke up to the biggest toad you ever saw on my chest staring at me. Oh my God, 6 inches across. I was about 5 years old at the time. And yeah. Oh my God, yes. Yeah, this thing was huge. So yeah, maybe that's what it was, a toad. It was just the hugest thing I've ever seen one that big. That was the only time I ever saw one that big. Hello, Wayne. Hello, how are you? And then I remember one year when we were at camp, and we would go up, with the cousins and all of that. So we'd all shared bedrooms, and me and my cousin were in one of the big beds, and we kept hearing something outside. And don't I pull back the curtain, and there's a bear staring at me through the window. I was like, ah, bear. But that's pretty normal for up there. But it's a shock, for a young kid. You pull back the curtain and there's a bear staring at you. How is Wayne this morning? I hope Wayne is well. Wayne's been working hard on his music and his channel. Guys, don't forget to go check it out. Hopefully you don't stay away from my chats, Wayne. We will miss you. But I know you got to do your thing. Everybody's got to do their thing. As long as it wasn't a bear. Well, we've seen a few of those, Wayne. Because back in the day, when we were young kids, they had some of the teenagers would go skinny dipping at night. So it wasn't unusual to see one of those. They figured everybody else was sleeping. Nope. I just woken up and feeling better. Oh, good. I'm still trying to get myself moving and grooving. Your channel is one I won't be staying away from. Okay, good. Yeah, I was worried about that. I seen that notice. I'm thinking, oh no. Bear or bear? One of each. One of each, Sage. We went swimming one time at night, and that was the only time we did that at night because something hit me when I was in the water, and I started screaming, "Snap a turtle!" I went running. It probably wasn't, but I wasn't hanging out to find out. Of course, you never know. At a lake up in the woods, you don't know what's going in the water, what's crossing the water. One of the best times ever was we were all on the docks and in the lake, and there was the moose crossing the lake. That was the one time that I actually saw a moose up close. I was like, oh my God, this thing is huge. And my father goes, it ain't swimming, it's walking. I was huge moose. It was great. Bears associate human camps with food and they're actually curious, but unless it's a mom with cubs, you're more or less safe and the bear will run away when she sees. Yeah, we don't never have any problems with the bears up there. They always cut through because it's one of the trails and we usually it's a great opportunity to catch photographs. One year when we were there and there was they were total city people because there was a couple of bear cubs and they were running after him to get photos and I'm like, you guys need to stay away from those. Mama's not too far from them. And bunch of idiots. I'm thinking, they don't have any clue what they're doing. But normally, yeah, they cut through, they look through the windows, and they keep going because, yeah, that's what they're looking for, food. Because everybody goes, don't you get scared? No, I said, unless you got like, pork chop hanging around your neck, they don't care about you. They want the garbage or your snacks. You follow the rules when you're up in the woods when it comes to food and bears and all the other critters. Only been skinny dipping 2 times. No, I chunky dunk. Yeah, me too, Sage. I remember the first time, yeah, we went skinny dipping. My husband goes, "What are you nuts?" I go, "No, this is fantastic." It was in the river, so you get the running water and you're skinny. It was really nice. My husband wouldn't do it though. Oh no, you didn't go to the bathroom before you left? Poor Julie. Now she's got hours to go and she's got to go potty. It can be depending on the time of year too, though. If they are fresh hibernation, they be cranky and hungry. Yes, stay right away from them. Well, you see, like I think no, I didn't mention. I mentioned to some. I've got photographs. We had stopped up a couple of days ago with friends of ours, and they live on a seasonal road. Um, her and her husband own the road. Put it that way. They're the only house there, and my husband and I were leaving, and it was dark. And then she sends us pictures after we get home. Apparently, because they have security cameras all the way around on the property, there was a bear on the other side of the house as we were getting into our truck. And we didn't know it. And then when my husband goes, "Oh, shit, I got to pee." And so he stopped down the road a little ways. And of course, it's pitch black. And then he's out there sneaking to go pee. And I'm thinking, yeah, all this time here, you're doing this. We didn't know if the bear was right behind us or not. Big black bear. 2 people were just mauled by a bear near Yellowstone. Oh, no. If I said buy a shiwi. I don't know, man. Could you do that? Drive while you're driving, go pee? Pull over and find a bush, Julie. If you gotta go, you gotta go. Of course, it's not that easy to squat when you got to use a cane, so you got to make sure you don't fall over bare ass. That'd be a little embarrassing. That's funny. We were talking about that just the other day too. But when you're out in the middle of nowhere and you got to go, and it's easy for the guys. And the girls are like, "Okay, where do I go? Where do I go?" Just find a bush and and let it go. You got no choice. We have no big predators here in the UK. Yeah, we've got a little bit of everything here. Well, of course, we're close to Canada, so we get the moose from Canada. And of course, we've got the bears, the black bears, mostly black bears. We also have mountain lions, but they're higher up. They usually don't come out and bother anybody. But they do tell you when you're going hiking, stick to the trails, don't wander off, just in case. And then, of course, wolves and coyotes and all of that. So we've got a little bit of everything. But we never hear of anybody being bothered by. I mean, my God, my family's been going up the mountain for over 70 years, and we've never heard of any bear attacks from any. They go after the food. That's what they want. So everybody's garbage and food is locked up according to, the rules to prevent problems. Bushers are nature's public toilets. You know what? I'm telling you, I rather go behind a bush than some of these bathrooms that are on the road. Oh, some of them are terrible. They had been one time after my husband and I got married and we were going to Massachusetts, and we stopped at a gas station. I said, I have to use the restroom. And I went in, come right back out. He goes, what are you doing? I go, I'm going to the bushes. You don't even want to go in that bathroom. It was disgusting. Yellowstone is a ticking time bomb. If it goes off, we're done. Yeah, it's known as a super volcano. It's a beautiful park till it blows up. Bears are less likely to attack someone than a cougar. Yeah. Yeah, the bears really don't. Unless, like you said, you're a threat to them and their children, or they're just get up from hibernation. You just leave them alone. Normally, I mean, my husband's come face to face with a huge black bear. It was actually a record black bear that we had in the area. Big bastard. And my husband actually came face to face with him on the back trail, and my husband just stood there, and the bear just stared at him. And my husband just started to walk backwards slowly. And the bear just kind of went, turned around and walked away. Thank God. This thing was huge. Of course, needless to say, my husband pretty much shit himself because, like I said, it was huge. But it didn't care. It didn't care about him. It just turned around and went the other way. Thank God. My husband wouldn't have had a chance to get away if it attacked, because it was, they run faster than we can. My husband's been chased by a bear. And the only thing that saved him is my husband ran downhill. But he never ran so fast in his life. And this was in full hunting gear. And he made it, thank God. And of course, I proceeded to bitch him out because he never told me he was going hunting that morning. And he went by himself. And he knows better. And he did it. And it was a mama bear. And she chased his ass. I guarantee you my husband's feet weren't even touching the ground. That's how fast he was going. What animal kills more people than anything in the U.S. is deer. Yep. You're right, Sage. But that's what we were worried about the other night when we come home, because it was raining and it was dark and a little bit of fog. And I'm thinking, oh, God. But thank God it was raining, because usually deer don't travel in the rain, but you never know. Usually when the fog comes out, that's when they travel. And so that's my father. Oh, good Lord. My husband's driving. I always scan the roadside edge. That's what I'm doing. I'm watching for deer. There are panthers roaming the countryside. Chase is a prime spot for them. I've seen one in my village back home. Oh, boy. Yeah, you got to watch. Worst thing you can do is run from any person. He had no choice, because he forgot that the den was where he was going hunting, and she had cubs, and he was standing there, and it was bow hunting, and he was standing there and heard a growl from behind him, and he was like, oh shit. So he started walking, and then he started hearing the footsteps behind him, and he was like, oh my God. So, and he knew what she was doing. She was coming after him, and he just took off running. And like I said, the only thing that saved him was because he was going downhill. And bears aren't really good with running downhill, because because they're so top heavy, they kind of roll. So he was moving to get back to the car, and he made it. And then when he told me, man, I'd let him have it. I said, you know better. So he got away with that one. This morning I had 5 deer. Oh, nice. When I was a kid, I was chased across the field by cows. Yeah. That's hilarious. They happened to my son. He got chased by cows. Yeah, we just say they were they had the corn bucket, and the cows wanted the corn. And they're screaming, and I'm saying, throw the bucket. Let's throw the bucket. Uh, I am going to have to go to bed. I'm really go okay, Pinky, go to sleep. Enjoy, get some rest. I gotta say, I like hearing about dangerous animals in other countries for once. It makes a nice change for me. Okay, okay, we can accommodate you, Ozzy. Yeah, you never know. I mean, we my husband is very attuned with nature, and he said it was his fault, his stupidity, because he did forget about the bear in that area because they knew that there was a den up there, and it was that time of year, and she had two babies, and she was letting him know he wasn't welcome. And when you live in an area when you have these kind of animals, you have to know what to do, where you can go at what time of the year. But the majority of the time, they just do their thing, you do your thing, and they leave you alone. When we go up like to the river and stuff, there and you sit, and at night you could hear the coyotes in the background, and every now and then they'll wander through the campsites, but they just don't bother anybody. They just run through. It could be because there's so many of us, or the fire is upsetting to them. Who knows? But never had a problem. My friend and I climbed a gate to get into a field. Around the corner came the biggest bull I've ever seen. Oh my God. We backed off before it probably saw us. We were like, yeah, you were. I know as a kid, my cousin, her grandfather had a farm. We used to screw with the bull on that farm. That bull used to get so pissed at us. He'd come running and slam his face into the fence. Of course, we thought we're stupid kids. We thought it was funny. Then we got yelled at when we got caught. Don't do that. Bull will kill you. I was like, yeah. Now that you think about it, yeah, the bull will kill you. Stupid kids. My brother was riding a 10-speed bike, came around the corner to a mama bear on one side of the road and its babies in the middle of the road. He swerved around and pedaled for all he was worth. Yeah. He had smoke coming off of those tires. Smoke. Everything in Australia wants to get. I know I see that stuff online in Australia. I'm like, I wouldn't live there for nothing. Scares the hell out of me. Especially those big spiders. Oh God. The huntsman, is that what they're called? Yeah. If I ever come home to one of those in my house, I would just leave and never go back home. Even though they say they're harmless, I don't care. I don't want a big old spider in my house. Bears can run extremely well downhill. The idea that bears cannot run down to their is a persistent myth. Well, myth or not, Julie, that bear didn't do so well. So that's what that's what saved my husband's butt that day because she couldn't keep up with him. And of course, it helps because there's trees and stuff in the way. And my husband was pretty quick on his feet, so yeah, I could just picture it. I guarantee you, yeah, he had smoke coming off of his feet too because he was running. He told me, he says, I never ran so fast in my life. Excuse me. And then, of course, you get to the vehicle and you got to fumble to get your keys to get in there. But I think that by that point, she gave up on him. She made her point known that, yeah, okay, I scared him off. That's it. But she probably didn't want to get far from her cubs and didn't view him as too much of a threat. Yeah, pretty much. That's probably what it was. She made her point, I scared him off and he's gone. And like I said, he was in full hunting gear because it was cold. So he had on a heavy jumpsuit and all the clothes. He was like the Michelin man, carrying a bow, and here he's running full blown run. 8 miles to a bathroom. Oh God. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. You'll get there. Now, everywhere that we go and camp up on the mountain there, they tell you you don't leave food out, you don't leave garbage out, because that's what attracts them. You follow the rules, the animals leave you alone. And a lot of people don't follow the rules. They leave stuff laying around, and then they bitch because the bears have either tore up their vehicles or broken into the house, or and then you get stupid people that feed them. Don't ever feed the bears, ever. Deer, don't worry about the deer. They're not as much as a nuisance as a bear. She laughed all the way back to the den, scared another one. Yeah, exactly, Sage. She probably said, "You see that white boy? Scared the hell out of him." He learned a lesson. Don't go back up there by yourself at that time of year. After I had my kidney operation, I had to pee whenever I was, or wherever I was. No holding. It was painful. Oh, I'm sure. Well, the thing is, when you get older, it's harder to hold it. And of course, they tell you don't. That's bad. But when you're in like Julie's situation, you got no choice. She's gonna weigh 8 miles. All right, sorry, we don't talk about it. We don't want her to have an accident. It's like all dangerous animals rules. Leave them be, and most times they leave you alone. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, they get curious, but don't mess with them. They won't mess with you. A girl I knew was dying for the luge. She got off the bus and at the nearest pub left me with her bag and phone. I had no idea how she got home. Oh, jeez. Dear, you have to watch out for the buck during rut. Can be very aggressive. Yes, they can. We had one knock down a neighbor when he went out to get his paper. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, I got to stay away from them. My husband is like an animal whisperer. He can get animals to come up really close to him. Once I peed outside my front door as I couldn't make it to the bathroom. Oh boy. Field Wildlife Park. Yeah, they are strongly against that here. Do not feed the animals. We feed the ducks and the deer. And not for nothing, I look at it this way: if it's your property and you've got the deer that come on there all the time, and you're willing to take on the responsibility to feed them year round, go ahead. It's hard enough for them in the winter as it is. I have friends that where they live, she has a whole herd that comes into her yard, and they feed them all year. So it's all good. Not cows. They need no provocation. I think of cows like big dogs. They're hilarious. I like that time that when my son and my nieces and nephew got chased by them, and that's what they had the corn bucket. They know what the bucket is. It's for their treat, so they were chasing them down, and they're screaming, and we're laughing, and we're telling them throw the bucket. I see it on Facebook. A woman who feeds the foxes. She gets lots of them. Oh boy. Hey, girly, how are you? Can someone plant a type of a plant that the deer can eat? Yeah, I mean, if you're willing to take the responsibility and yeah, plant those kinds of. Look at that because they love. That's why they like cemeteries. All the flowers. It's like a buffet for them. They love it. And my aunt, I remember one year was complaining. I planted flowers 3 times. I said, "Well, the deer, thank you." If the buffet's open and they wipe it all out unless you put something on them, they're gonna eat them because they taste good. Actually, my husband and I were going through the big cemetery here the other night. I had a bunch of apples that I had to get rid of, so we took the bag of apples, and the deer are looking at us. My husband's throwing the apples out the windows, and they're looking. Of course, they weren't going to come up to the apples till we drove away. I said, just throw them out the window and drive on. They'll get them. I'd rather do that than throw it out. It's same thing at Halloween time when you get the pumpkins and stuff. We take them to the cemetery for the animals to eat. I would plant catnip. Oh God. I think it's cute when they show those cows that touch grass for the first time and they jump and kick. Oh, I know. I've seen that. Isn't it just so sad when they rescue animals from these idiot places and people, and because they've been caged up, and then when they go to sanctuaries and it's their first time out free, you just see it. You just see how glorious it is to them. It is fantastic. Hey, Angelina, how are you? How are you feeling, sweetie? I hope you are all better. You ready to roam the streets again? It's a good idea. I should ask the cemetery on my here if they do that, because the neighbors that have a crabapple tree. It's just a big mess. You don't ask. Just scoop them all up and just you drive through and throw them out the windows. If the deer aren't going to eat them, the rest of the animals will. Squirrels, the chipmunks, all of that. So that's what we do. We just take the apples and we don't throw them around like, well, the apples we do, where everybody's buried. The pumpkins we usually do in the back section where there's, and we know it's their trail. They cut through the back section and there's nothing there, just trees and dirt. So we'll put the pumpkins back there, and they love it. So it's, why throw it on the curb to be thrown in a landfill when you could just feed the wildlife with them? It's, I wish I was ready to roam the streets. I do not think the surgery helped. Oh no, don't say that. Don't say that. I mean, you're still recovering. Give it time. Give it time. I mean, I'm still sure, even though you've had the surgery, you probably still have to be limited on what you do. I mean, so like, don't go running the marathon, but you got to give it time. Yeah, true. Yeah, I know, because you got hot pants. You want to get out there and do your thing. But unfortunately, with the kind of surgery you had, you gotta just give it time. Give the body time to heal and get it back to where it should be. I only run from the police. Yeah. Well, you can't be doing that shit either. Are you kidding, Julie? Oh, I would be freaking pissed. Oh, I'm telling you, Julie, you got to move. You got to move. Even if you want to stay where you are in that area, you got to move somewhere where it's closer. That's just, oh, I'm so sorry. That's bullshit. And they know that you travel hours to get where you got to go. I would be fuming. It's not like you're 20 minutes away. Oh, holy shit. And how long have you been on the road so far, Julie? And now you got to turn around and go back home. I tried running from my responsibilities and they caught up to me and run me over. Yeah, I know, Sage. Me too. How many times I've said that over the years? Why me? I'm halfway there. Oh, that just stinks. Oh, sorry about that. Wow. Oh man, that just really sucks. Well, hopefully it's a nice day for a drive. Jeez, that just really stinks. Yeah, now she's got to find herself a place to go to the restroom and then go home. That just. Hey, Julie, what'd you do today? Well, I drove 2 hours just to use the bathroom and I come home. Oh my God. I would have said on the phone, listen, I'm halfway there. You need to find somebody else to take over the appointment because this is bullshit. Wouldn't it be grand to bill them for your fuel and time? Yeah, submit a bill. Say, okay, now you got to pay me for my lost time and my fuel. It's not like gas is cheap nowadays. It's almost up to $5 a gallon here. So yeah, I would be furious. Send them a bill. See how they like it. Yeah, just find a bush, Julie. Oh God. Well, we know what kind of day Julie's having. That stinks. Yeah, well, my phone's going off like crazy as usual. And it's early. Guess that doesn't mean anything to anybody. So sorry to hear that, Julie. Hopefully the day turns out better. Man, it's just wrong. Well, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. We've hit that 2-hour mark. I got to go down and check on Dad, make sure he ate breakfast, took his medicine, and then get ready to prepare because I'm going to make Dad chicken stir fry for lunch. So I got to get all that stuff prepped and ready to rock and roll. So I appreciate everybody hanging out with me and supporting me as always. You guys are just rock stars. You really are. Couldn't do what I do without you, that's for sure. Julie, I hope your day turns out better. Safe travels home. And yeah, give them your travel receipts. Yeah, I would. I'd say this is ridiculous. This is insane. That just is not right. But yeah, Angelina, you take care. Do as you're told. I know how you are. I may fund a cemetery or old building to go. Oh, find an old cemetery or building to go live. Hey, there you go. There you go. But yes, I'm going to be going live tonight with Mr. Prism. So everybody come and check us out. Get some good questions ready for him. And so that's going to be fun. Mr. Prism's there he is. See, say his name and he shows up. Good morning, Mr. P. How are you? I'm just getting ready to say goodbye to everybody. Looking forward to tonight. I will be sending you the link. And everybody's ready for the show. So until then, guys, you have a great day. Make the best of it as you can. And I will see all of you later.